Welcome back to all my very special and unique friends out there. This is an idea that we need to keep in our mind. If we want change to happen, we have to change. The opportunities don't just randomly come knocking on people's doors. That's a lie. Opportunities don't knock on doors. Opportunities are there standing silently waiting for us to grab them.
We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for?
Before we get started into this week's episode, I first want to thank you so much for joining me on this channel. And if you can like and subscribe to this channel, that would be so wonderful. Trying to gain momentum. Let's tell YouTube that this stuff is valuable and that it means something. I can do it with your help. I appreciate your help, and I truly appreciate you for taking the time and checking out my channel. It really makes me feel great. I love sharing my story. I love sharing and talking about my disabilities. I love talking about my self-development journey, and it's all about helping each other. We want to find a way to really give each other that support network that we need to help us on our self-development journeys. Remember, it's about self-love, self-acceptance, self-understanding, and that self-growth-minded mindset that allows us to empower ourselves to share that special story that we have inside. It's so important to have big dreams, but we need to be able to take those dreams and break them down into goals. And if you're able to break them down into smart goals and achievable goals, then you'll find yourself moving towards your path to make your success, your dream life come true. You know, a lot of us get a little bit overwhelmed when we're consumed by social media and just the outside impressions in general of what people may want, what we may want, what we're thought to believe is success. And we don't give ourselves enough time or energy looking within to find out what is our definition of a successful life or a fulfilled life. That is why when we look at self-development, we start to understand the value and the importance of self-understanding, self-acceptance, and self-love and self-growth. And I will say that in all my videos, because that is the purpose of this channel. So this video today, I am not going to go through a big list of different techniques. I think that we should break things down, make it a little bit easier. So what we're going to look at is your mornings and how you can control your morning times to really benefit you. Let your mornings work for you. And one thing is valuable lesson number one. Monitor what you hear and what you feel in the mornings. It's about your mind, body, and spirit connection. Now, I know we all live very busy lives, and sometimes our mornings get really jammed up, and we don't quite have the quote-unquote time to do everything or have that big, powerful morning that a lot of people speak about. Can't we all just make some simple, small adjustments just to give ourselves maybe 10 minutes of time? Remember, this is your time for you to set the tempo and the energy that you want for that day. It's that nutrition and that hydration that we want to start our day off with. Remember, sleeping takes a lot of water out of us. Find some time for peace and quiet and clarity. Some time where you can allow yourself to feel an attachment to your goals, what you're working for, the why that keeps driving you each day to get up and be the best person that you can be. And then also you want to move. You want to get active in your body. Spend some time each morning challenging yourself by movement, and you'll be amazed by just how set up you are for each day if you give yourself time, just a little bit of time at first, for that mind, body, spirit connection. Maybe it starts with 10 minutes, and then you start seeing that, yeah, you can throw 5 minutes in there. And then next thing you know, you're 15 minutes and a 20-minute morning, 30-minute morning, and you're ready to go. I try to give myself about an hour each morning. I know not everyone has that time, but you'd be surprised. Go to bed a little bit earlier. It's how we are challenging ourselves, disciplining ourselves, making sure that we are taking the right steps in the right direction. Now, I have gone through many ups and downs, and I am a work in progress, and I know that. And that is, it's not like I'm sitting from some high pedestal preaching down to people to try to bring them up to anything. I'm reaching out on this channel for you to let you know I'm trying my best. Now, I have learned over the years that living with disabilities has made me a stronger person to value my own intelligence. And I wish that I could help other people with this channel start to learn to embrace your own personal intelligence and trust yourself a little bit more. Quite honestly, living with disabilities has been easy. The hardest thing for me has been just trying to redevelop my inner monologue and how I was living with this mindset that I somehow in some way deserved opportunities to come to me or success without breaking it down and figuring out a way to put the effort in. And I was living without discipline and without a structure or goal-minded mindset. We all have powerful emotions that carry us to both positive and negative places. And it is that disciplined and focused and daily activities that we can do to strengthen our relationship and be able to control those emotions so they don't get too far one way or the other. We don't want our highs to get us too high or our lows to get too low. We need to find that balance so that we can work in a way that we are riding more of an even keel wave. We're not going to get rid of all the lows in our life, and we're going to want to embrace and celebrate the highs. That is just how you enjoy this beautiful gift of life. And by sharing your unique experience, you are going to go through so many highs and lows. And it takes some bravery and some boldness, but we want to work and discipline ourselves on that journey so that we do not fall too low or we put ourselves so high that we just peak out. So remember, I don't have all the answers. I'm a work in progress. I've only seen so much success and happiness come into my life once I started to take things seriously. And that is what drives me to share this experience with you out there in YouTube land. 3.5 years ago, I was in a much different place. I wasn't believing myself. I didn't have goals set up. I didn't have a lot of answers to how I was going to get things done the way I wanted to. I was just in a position that I was so desperate for change, so desperate to start believing in myself again. And I was desperate to wanting to see real change. And if you have that inside of you, if you want to see your life not go in repeat the way it has gone for the past 4 years, today you have to make a change. And that is the only thing. If you want change in your life, you are going to have to change. Change that you think is out there is not out there. It starts within. It starts with discipline, small, daily, positive actions. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of discipline. It's like working out. At first, it's awkward, strenuous, and you feel a little bit uncoordinated and a little bit lost, but there's so many resources out there. For myself, I had no idea how to start or where to start or why to start. I just started listening to motivational speakers on YouTube. I just started to read more positive things in the morning. I started to exercise a lot more. I started to eat healthier, sleep better, and things just got easier over time. And like I said, I'm 3.5 years away from where I started on my self-development journey. And when I started, I was in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had a bed, no couch, no TV, just 2 folding chairs. It was unbelievably minimal, we'll just say that. But it was my place to start. I knew it was a place to start, and I knew I needed a fresh new start. And I just needed to trust myself. And I want you to know you have to trust yourself. And I worked at it, and I stayed on my path, and I stayed on course. And 3.5 years later, I'm in a house. I bought a house. My fiance and I are going to get married next year. We have a beautiful dog, and I am in a much stronger place. You know, it's amazing. I didn't have this whole picture out there when I started 3.5 years ago, but what I did have was where my eyes were on small goals that were just more about redeveloping my relationship with myself and how I wanted to see and feel each day. And it was those positive changes that I made and stick toing those positive changes that opened up these great opportunities. You know, to think At that point, 3.5 years ago, I did not imagine myself living as a homeowner. I did not imagine myself being in a strong, loving relationship. I did not believe that I would have a dog or enough space to have a dog. And that all started to just shift into my life because I was able to take on more. You want big things to happen in your world? You have to be ready to take them on. And it has been an amazing journey, ups and downs, lefts and rights. But the strength has come from my relationship with myself. And that is why this channel is for you. I'm telling you, do the work. Make the change. Decide that tomorrow morning is the day that things start changing. And if you decide, and if you're able to stick to it and make that hard decision and keep that disciplined lifestyle towards some goals with yourself, your next 3, 4, 5, 6 years will be so much different than the ones before. And that's about growth. That's self-love. So that is accepting yourself and understanding yourself. Figuring out the why, figuring out which direction you're going, making the correct moves to where you want to go and where you want to be in the future, and start working towards it. It's not sitting out there waiting for you. It starts with you on this inner journey. It starts with you finding that strength and that boldness to build those boundaries, figure out who you want to be, who you want to be around, the community you want to be a part of, and help build. And make the change that you want to see in the world. Thanks again for tuning into this channel. I really look forward to hearing from you, so please comment, please share, please like, please subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know how this video hit you, and leave a comment if you're willing to start making some changes in your life or like what you'd like to see. Be bold, be brave, throw it out there. Thanks again.